Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Kia ora tatou. I'm Rod Oram, and it's my great pleasure to be the facilitator this evening of this Unitec Forum for the Future on the Supercity. I'm going to come back in a moment with lots to say about how the evening's going to work and to introduce our panellists and our external audience out on our webcast. But first, I'd like to introduce Rick Eade, the Chief Executive of Unitec, to welcome you formally. So a very warm welcome, please, to Rick Eade. Thank you.
No mai, haere mai, whakato mai, tēnā koutou, kia ora tātou katoa. Well, ladies and gentlemen, students, friends, guests, visitors, and our panellists, who actually look more to me like actually sitting rather comfortably on the sofaists. But thank you all for coming along and being part of the second Unitec Forum for the Future. I'd also, of course, like to thank Rod for his sterling efforts as our facilitator for the second year. And Rod has been a great friend of Unitec and has made a number of contributions to the development of the forum. This forum is an action learning project in many, many dimensions, not the least for the students involved in the production, I hope for the audience, and I hope too that our panellists might come away with perhaps some new dimensions of thought. Unitec prides itself on giving its students a different angle on learning. And I hope that tonight we might come away with a different angle on the Supercity. After all, we're about 3 months away, in fact slightly less I think, from the launch of what you could term the largest economic, social and cultural merger to take place in this country. It must be right up there, I would suspect. And we all know that change is a strange and unusual thing and that we all respond to it in different ways. I think the human species is a rather interesting creature in its response to change. We could broadly categorise to the whys and the why nots. And I hope today and over the next 3 weeks of the forum, we will explore the whys and the why nots and the hows and the whats of the Supercity. But I hope for all who participate, observe and run the show, this is truly a learning experience, truly an enjoyable, interesting and vibrant experience. Kia ora koutou.
Thanks very much. Thank you very much indeed, Rick. The idea of the forums, when we launched them last year, was to try to find a way to have a livelier, more engaged, more fact-driven debate on big issues than we might sometimes find. Last year, we launched the series with a 3-part programme on the New Zealand economy out to 2025. When we were looking for a subject for our first forum of this year, it was completely obvious what topic would be, and it would be about the Supercity, win or lose. How do we make this work? So the idea of these first of the 3 evenings that we're doing is that the first session, this Tuesday evening, is about why. Why are we doing this to ourselves? What was not working about the existing governance structure in Auckland, and what do we want to achieve? So what would we need to change? And we've got 6 very good views on this from our panellists, and I'll introduce each of them as they're about to speak in a moment. Next week, it's what, and it's about what's being proposed, what's on the table in terms of the structure of the new council and the organisations underneath it, and then the local councils out around that. And then the last week is how will we make this work? How will we bring this to life and make sure we can use it well to maximise the benefits for the people of Auckland, but also more widely for New Zealand. Now, the format this evening and these next 2 Tuesday evenings is very straightforward. In essence, it's a discussion between 3 whānau, if you like. The first is our 6 panellists. The second is you, a lively, intelligent-looking studio audience. You're looking very reticent there at the moment. I'd like to stir you up a bit as the evening goes along. And the third is out to the world. Through the webcam here, we're out on livestream.com/UnitechNZ. And we hope there will be a fair amount of engagement. So that's Tom web streaming there. And then we've got Jason, king of tweets over here, and who's helping keeping us engaged with the rest of the world. And so I'll be seeking guidance from Jason at various points as to what sort of comments we're getting back. So each of the panelists will have 5 minutes to make some big points about why we would want to do this to ourselves or not. And then after that, we'll turn it into a sort of free-flowing discussion. Now, I would stress the free-flowing. I'm going to have a rather light hand on the tiller to try to navigate us through the treacherous reefs and shoals of discourse to try to reach that safe lagoon of consensus. No, I don't think we'll get quite there. But there is no agenda other than to exercise the issues very well.